Design leadership as we know it, it's dead. Instead, AI is forcing design leaders to go founder mode, which is reshaping the entire UX field.
Whoa, that's a bold statement. What's driving this massive shift?
Well, it all comes down to AI and its impact on productivity. Dr. Jacob Nielsen, the renowned UX expert, argues that AI is enabling small pizza teams, teams so compact they can be fed by just two pizzas, to do the work that used to require entire departments. This is leading to what he calls the pancaking of the design profession.
Hmm, pizza teams and pancaking? That's quite the culinary analogy. But what does this mean for design leaders?
It means a complete paradigm shift. Instead of climbing the corporate ladder to executive roles, Nielsen suggests design leaders should embrace what he calls founder mode. It's about leading small, highly effective design teams with a hands-on, vision-based approach.
In founder mode, leaders maintain intimate involvement across all levels of the organization. They engage directly with employees regardless of their position in the hierarchy and stay deeply connected to the company's core mission and operational details. It's a stark contrast to the traditional manager mode, where leaders primarily interact with direct reports and maintain professional distance. That sounds pretty intense. I mean, how do leaders manage to stay so involved at all levels?
Well, that's the beauty of it. With AI taking over many routine tasks, leaders can focus on the big picture while still staying connected to the details. It's about owning and promoting the product vision by engaging directly with the design team and other core teams. And here's the kicker: there's empirical evidence to back up its effectiveness.
Oh, really? What kind of evidence are we talking about here?
Get this. Studies have shown that Fortune 500 companies led by founders perform more than twice as well as those run by non-founders. We're talking stock gains of 202% of the market average for founder-led companies, compared to just 92% for non-founder-led companies. It's a pretty significant difference.
Wow, those numbers are impressive. But, how does this translate to design leadership specifically?
That's where it gets interesting. Nielsen argues that design leaders should embrace the founder mode style of leadership, even if they're not literally the founder of the company. It's about redefining product market fit in the context of design. The product becomes design itself. The market is the rest of the organization. And the fit is how well the design suits the company's needs and integrates with other disciplines.
Hmm, that's an interesting reframing. It sounds like it requires a different set of skills than traditional design management.
Exactly. Nielsen warns that being excellent at one component of the design process isn't enough anymore. Design leaders in this new world need to be responsible for the design discipline's overall fit within the company and own the design vision. It's a much more holistic approach.
I can see how this might be a challenging transition for some design leaders. Nielsen points to examples like Tim Cook at Apple and Steve Ballmer at Microsoft. Both were excellent in their previous roles, but struggled when they took over the top job from visionary founders. Under Cook's leadership, Apple hasn't created a breakthrough product since Steve Jobs passed away. They've fumbled their automotive efforts and missed the AI revolution big time.
Yikes. That's a pretty stark assessment of Apple's recent performance. What about Microsoft?
Similar story. Ballmer was an excellent sales executive, but when he took over the top job, Microsoft lost out on the cloud transition and couldn't ship a decent mobile product. It's a classic case of good VPs make bad presidents, as Nielsen puts it. So if we had only known the importance of founder mode earlier, these companies might have fared better.
Well, it's not quite that simple. But there is a success story that illustrates the power of adopting a founder mode approach. Satya Nadella at Microsoft is a prime example. Even though he wasn't the original founder, he successfully embraced this leadership style. Under his guidance, Microsoft has become a leader in the AI era.
That's fascinating. So it's possible to learn and adopt this founder mode approach? It's not something you're born with?
Exactly. It's a mindset and a leadership style that can be learned and cultivated. The key is to maintain that direct connection with the work and the team, even as you take on more responsibility. It's about staying close to the product, or in this case, the design process, rather than becoming increasingly removed from it as you climb the corporate ladder.
This really challenges the traditional notion of what it means to be a design leader. How do you think this will impact the design industry as a whole?
Well, I think we're going to see a significant shift in how design teams are structured and led. With AI taking over many of the more routine aspects of design work, the role of the design leader becomes even more critical in providing that vision and direction. We might see fewer middle management positions, but the leaders who do emerge will need to be much more hands-on and visionary. This could be a bit of a double-edged sword. On one hand, it opens up new opportunities for visionary leaders, but on the other, it might make the path to leadership less clear-cut.
You're right on the money there. I think we'll see a shift in how design professionals approach their careers. Instead of focusing solely on moving up the management chain, there might be more emphasis on developing a broad range of skills and the ability to lead through vision and direct engagement. It's a different kind of career progression. So what advice would you give to aspiring design leaders in light of this shift?
I think the key is to stay deeply engaged with the actual work of design, even as you take on more leadership responsibilities. Develop your vision for what great design looks like and how it can impact your organization. And most importantly, cultivate the ability to communicate that vision effectively to both your team and the broader organization.
That makes a lot of sense. It's almost like being an entrepreneur within your organization.
Exactly. That's a great way to think about it. You're essentially treating your design team and its output as a product that needs to fit well within the larger ecosystem of your company. It requires an entrepreneurial mindset, even if you're not literally starting a new company.
The future of design leadership is going to look very different from what we've been used to. Any final thoughts on how designers can prepare for this shift?
Well, I think the key is to stay adaptable and never stop learning. The design field is evolving rapidly, not just because of AI, but also due to changing user expectations and new technologies. Future design leaders will need to be comfortable with constant change and able to guide their teams through uncertainty. They should focus on developing a broad skill set that goes beyond just design. Things like strategy, communication, and even some technical knowledge will be crucial.
That's a tall order. It's a challenging time, but also an incredibly exciting one for the design field. Those who can adapt to this new paradigm and embrace founder mode may well be the ones who shape the future of design and have the biggest impact on their organizations.
Remember, it's not about the title, it's about the mindset. Keep innovating and embracing that founder mode spirit.